Get 30 to 1 on England to win the World Cup of Darts. Sponsors of the World Cup of Darts. BetVictor. Make your best bet.
Jonny boy, here we are on the eve of the World Cup. Excited now that it's here after weeks of getting ready for it?
Warmed up, ready to live. No, no jokes aside. Always looking forward to play the World Cup. Different pairs, class. You know, we got the hands on the trophy twice, and we want it the third time.
Look, there's been a lot of talk around Team Wales over the last year since Gezi played. Obviously, played, then didn't play. There was speculation whether he was going to play again this year. For you, the ever-present recently, is that hard to ignore the noise around the team and the camp?
100%, I suppose. When people are saying, are asking the questions, I should say that, is he playing? Isn't he playing? If Gezi says he's playing, that's good enough for me, So, it's Gezi said that he's playing, so that's all that counts. We're going to represent Wales to the best of our ability.
Look, the fact that everyone has almost given England the trophy already, is that extra motivation for you guys to stop them?
Yeah, 100%. They don't care that the world 1 and 2. Don't care. It's us Welsh boys. We're going to stop them. So, all jokes aside, we're there to try and win the trophy. We've done it twice before. We believe that we can do it a third time. You want to win trophies, you've got to beat big names and good players. So if they're seeded number ones, we have to beat the number 1 seeds. So look out.
You've come into some form recently. Gezi is playing well. Do you feel that the time is right for both of you to get your hands on that third crown?
Yeah, I hope so. I've answered a few questions tonight already, and we're both in good form. So, Gez has just come out of the Premier League's finals night. I'm playing tidy darts, so it's like we're ready to go. We want this trophy. It's all the headlines are the 2 Lukes. And then the other bit is, can Jonny and Gezi, stop them? No, Jonny and Gezi will stop them if we meet them.
I like that confidence from the fighting talk. And I want to pick up something that you said in the World Series at the weekend, that you felt you had to prove yourself again. Do you feel that you've done that now, winning tournaments again, and that everything is now gone and you are back on where you should be?
I don't think that I think I've still got a lot of work to do, but I'm on track. I know I can play darts, and I know how good I can be, so I just need to get back there. I'm on the right track. I've kept up, social media. I'm just trying to let my darts do the talking. Changed a few little things on my darts, and Jonny boy is, throwing all right at the moment.
Those little tweaks here to stay then, because I know I messaged you in between saying I aspire. They are here to stay.
Yeah, so far so good. I might change down the line if things start to go wrong, but no, so far so good.
Cheers, Jonny boy.
Cheers, pal.
Hi, Jonny. How you doing?
How's it going, Josh? Right?
Yeah, good. Thank you, mate.
Good.
That pairs format, you obviously only get to play it once a year. Is it a sort of a format that you enjoy and you look forward to?
Yeah, I do enjoy it, to be honest, because it's different, and difference makes you want to play in it. If that makes sense, it's obviously a team game. You're not only playing for yourself, you're playing for your partner, and you're actually playing for your country. So if you can't enjoy that, there's something wrong. We're proud Welshmen, so it's something that we're looking forward to.
How close do you think the form is that you're in now to your best form from what sort of 4 or 5 years ago?
Like this, I'm on the ladder going the right way. Put it that way. It's I still think that there's room for improvement again, but we're getting there, and I don't want to put too much pressure on myself. I'm going to go out and enjoy. That's what I'm doing so far, and it seems to be working.
You was mentioned earlier about obviously Gezi not playing the World Cup last year. Has he actually sort of given you, as he spoke to you about that, and then maybe the reasons why he pulled out, and as he spoke to you about 100% playing this year, did he give you the sort of the thumbs up there?
Yeah, he's 100% playing this year. We spoke in the World Series on the weekend in Denmark, and we're both looking forward to it. So, Friday we're on a flight out to Germany and try and win that World Cup.
How different was the role when you were, I guess, the more experienced player, the captain, playing with Jim Williams to when you were playing with Gezi?
There's no difference really. You both as a team, you're both going to have to try and win a game, and that's what you do. If you play, if your partner throws a low score, you try and throw a high score. If your partner misses a double, you try and hit it, and that's the game of pairs. Do you know what I mean? There's no difference. You're there to try and win a game, and if you're both flowing, it's much easier to win that game. But listen, how often does everything go right on a dartboard? It did for Luke Littler, obviously, but listen, we're all players. We're only human. We do miss sometimes. So hopefully that the misses kind of go where they want to be. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure Gezi is, and we want to be the World Cup champions.
Okay. Thank you, Jonny.
Too bad.
Hi, Jonny. There's quite a few new pairings in the World Cup this year, but do you think the experience yourself and Gezi have as a pair and the success you've had in the event could actually give you a bit of an advantage?
Yeah, I think we've got a good bonding. I think we've got a good click, good banter. It's rugby days. It's all rugby banter, We speak to each other different to other people. It's it's all fun, I keep telling Gezi that he's dyeing his hair and things like that. It's just fun and it relaxes the atmosphere really. It's we go up. He knows that I'm going to try my best. I know that he's trying his best. So it's just to try and make it as relaxing as can be, and try and win some games.
You mentioned about the banter there. Obviously, it's the only team event on the calendar. How does it differ backstage in the practice room? Is there more kind of mind games and banter than usual, particularly between the home nations?
Yeah, we seem to, we all sit on, in our teams kind of thing in the back room. And, like I say, nothing changes really. We do the same thing as we would do in any other competition. But, you've got to prepare yourself as if it was a singles match, but obviously it's a pairs match. So like I said, I go out to do my job, Gezi goes out to do his job, and hopefully that it clicks and we can lift the trophy.
Do you feel that all the pressure this year is on England to perform because they are such big favourites, and maybe that could allow you and Gezi to fly under the radar a little bit more than usual?
There's always the pressure on the favourites. Do you know what I mean? The underdogs are a little bit easier in a way because if the favourites don't perform, they get it from every angle. So at the end of the day, we're all great dart players. We all want to win that cup. Whoever wins it would have played very good darts for the tournament. So hopefully it'll be a red of the Welsh shirt lifting the trophy.
Cheers, Jonny. Thank you.
Hi, Jonny. You've been really successful in your career. You've lifted individual titles, Premier League, World Grand Prix, but also the World Cup twice. How is it feeling different from lifting the trophy for your country with a partner on stage and lifting it you're individually on stage?
Yeah, it's a different feeling because you're representing your country. You're playing in a team. So, when both of you are clicking and both of you have done really well to win that World Cup, it's a great feeling. But I think the biggest feeling is because you're representing Wales, or England, but for us, the Welsh are very proud, in sport. We'll have every man on a seat watching the darts, and that's the Welsh. That is the Welsh. We have great support, great following, and, it's just me and Gez are going to have to try and put our game together to win.
If you cast your mind back to when you made your debut in this tournament, what was it like adjusting to that pairs format? We know that England head into this tournament as the big favourites, but it's Luke's first time in the PDC playing pairs. How do you think he will adapt, and how was your experience of doing that?
The first time I played in the World Cup, I got to be honest, I was quite nervous. I'm not usually a very nervous person. It's obviously, you think before you walk onto the stage, you're thinking about things, whatever, and there are nerves there. But my God, the hands wouldn't stop shaking, and it was a new experience. But once you got up there and started to relax a bit, obviously with other tournament experience as well, it gets easier. The nerves are still there, but they don't last as long, if that makes any sense. Once you walked up on the stage, had a few throws, you seem to relax much quicker. So, and like all of Gezzy's, experience, the amount of cups, the trophies he's won, I'm sure he'll have a few nerves walking on, but he'll relax just as quick as me, if not quicker.
Cheers, Jonny. Thank you. Good luck.
Anyway.
Hi, Jonny.
Hi, Jonny.
Right, pal. How are
All
you?
good, mate. You?
Good.
Good. Just focusing on you personally for a minute. It's been a really strong start to the season. You've won a Pro Tour title, a European Tour title, up to world number 5. What's been the key to your resurgence over the last, say, 6 months or so?
A lot of it is confidence. Are we back? Yeah. A lot of it is confidence. I'm playing again with a smile on my face. Changed a few things in my dance just to see if they would help. They obviously have helped a little. So, but generally, it's just confidence. It's relaxing up on stage, and that is the key to everything. Once you're relaxed, everything seems to go a lot better than when you're trying to put them in instead of let them go and they fall in. So yeah, it's all down to confidence, I think.
And we know that you're a really proud Welshman. Just describe what it means to you when you put that Wales shirt on and represent your country on that World Cup stage. I
think if you ask that question to any sportsman in whichever sport they play, to represent your country, it's a fantastic feeling. As a kid, I'd always wanted to represent Wales in rugby, but I was too small, too slow. But listen, moving on, I got the chance to represent Wales in the BDO now for the PDC. It's a great feeling. It's I'll never ever forget it. It's just special. And you and Gezzy have formed a formidable partnership over the years in the World Cup, winning it twice. Just how excited are you to be teaming up with him again this weekend? Yeah, really excited. Obviously he had health problems last year. He had to pull out, and myself and Jim, we went up. We tried our best, but beaten by Croatia. They were the better team on the day, and the sad thing about sport, somebody has to lose, and we were the unlucky ones there. So Gez is back this year. We're the two top-ranked players, so we're going to try and win that trophy for the 3rd time. And at the end of the day, if England are standing in front of us, they're going to have some trouble. and talking of England, obviously, Gezzy's got a really good record against the two Lukes in the last year or so. You've beaten both Luke Humphries and Luke Littler on the big stage in 2025. So if you do meet in that final on Sunday night, how significant could that be? Obviously, you're going to be going in there confident. Yeah, I think all of that will go out the window. It's just, we're going to go up and we're going to have one thought to try and win that trophy. It doesn't matter how many times you played against each other before. It all goes out to the window, to be honest. We're on that stage for an hour, and you're trying your best. You're trying to hit those scores. You're trying to hit those doubles. Things go right, things go wrong. It's an exciting place up on that stage. And like I say, hopefully it's coming back to Wales. Thanks for your time, Jonny, and best of luck. Man, thank you, pal.
Hi, Jonny.
Hi, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. Are you a believer that dream teams and dream pairings don't always take home the silverware?
Well, do you know what I mean? It's to be fair to the two Lukes, they are world number 1 and 2. They're doing everything right. To be fair to them, you can never knock that. But listen, the number 5 and the number 10 seed, we got something to say in a team game. So listen, we'll all, no matter what rank you are in this tournament, we're all going to go out and try and represent our country and do well for each other.
And Gezzy's hit a couple of 9 darters already this season. We haven't had one at the World Cup. Could there be history made?
Yeah, hopefully some history can be made. But I wouldn't mind if Gezzy shared, what the 3 darts were worth, like with me. You could feel sorry for me and give me like half of the, give me a dart maybe, just one of them. That'll do me fine. No, to be fair to him, for you to hit 9 darters, you've got to be on top song. You've got to be on form. And hey, listen, I think he's proven to everybody that he is on form by reaching the finals of the Premier League. And, you know, it was against Luke Littler, and it was a cracking game. So, you know, we're both going to look forward to this World Cup, and it's going to be a Welsh win.
Hi, Jonny. Doing okay?
Tried out, Jan.
Yeah, good, Tal. So, you know, does pulling on the Welsh shirt still stir the same pride and passion in you as it did that very first time you ever did it?
Oh, 100%, 100%. To put on that Welsh shirt, genuinely, it's you're a proud man, you know, being Welsh. You know what we're like as a sporting nation. So to put on a Welsh jersey, no matter in what sport, but in darts, you know, I'm a proud man. It's a good feeling.
Yeah. And on the back of that, I suppose the dominance that we've seen from the two Lukes, you know, if this was Wales's year, would it be the pinnacle for you in the World Cup?
You know, listen, the two Lukes are playing exceptional darts. You know, they're world rank 1 and 2. You know, that you don't get that given to you. It's like you have to work hard to get up those rankings, and you have to win some trophies to get to them two positions. You know, you have to win the world championship. So, you know, these two are flying the flag for England at a high level. So, you know, me and Gez are out there to try and stop it. So if we could have a Wales-England final, and obviously the Welsh to pick the trophy up, you know, it'd be a fantastic feeling.
And just a last one for me, Jonny. Do you have a message for, you know, the Welsh fans who will be cheering you and Gezi on from back home?
Yeah, 100%. You know, believe in us, guys, because I tell you one thing, with both of us will be, you know, trying 1,000,000% up on that stage. And, you know, we're not going to have to lose. We're going to have to keep Wales proud. And, you know, we've done it twice before. And hopefully there's a third time for a Welshman, you know, and we're looking forward to it. And it's all coming back. The cup is back in Cymru, as they say.
Get 30-1 on England to win the World Cup of Darts. Sponsors of the World Cup of Darts. BetVictor. Make your best bet.